Welcome to Slot Car Garage, my first video in hopefully a series of videos on how to work on the Storm Extreme, the Wizzard Storm Extreme. We call it box stock, and we'll get into why it's box stock as we go. So this is how it comes. Cool. It comes with this hard body that we don't run. We like to use lightweight bodies. As you can see, it's kind of thick and it's heavy compared to the lightweight body. This just snaps off like so. It just, it just kind of clips on. This is the lightweight bodies that we like to use. It is pretty much exactly the same as the hard body, but it's lightweight, and as you can see here, it weighs 4.03 grams. Lightweight body weighs 0.71 grams, so it's about 8. Yeah, the thick body is about 8 times heavier, so that's another reason why we like to use these. They weigh hardly nothing. They do need, however, some reinforcement tape. These holes are pre-punched from the factory. They're real nice, but once you start taking the bodies on and off, the pins can tear through the holes, so we put reinforcement tape on, and this one's got a little tear in it right here, so we put tape on it. Now I already did this one because this is my second video. I screwed up the first one already, but I'll show you how I did that. Take your tape. This is from Lucky Bob. If you can't find this, or he doesn't have it, you can use I would probably use 2 layers of electrical tape, but cut it to this size that I'm going to show you. Go up the middle here. You don't need that whole thickness, because if you did, it would stick out below the body line. So we cut it up the middle. Check our length. Yep, we got plenty of length. And we cut it off. Double check. Make sure it's going to cover the holes, and it will. And what I like to do is take a pin to get this started. It's kind of hard to get started otherwise, just like so. Let's try the other side. There we go. So it just peels off like that. No big deal. Put that back on and save that. And then what you do is you line it up with the holes, cover them up. You want to press this on really hard. You don't want this coming off. When you push the body pins through, you got to be careful. You could push this tape right off, and that becomes a pain. So then you got to punch these holes through to get the body pins in. So I like to use something to steady it, to hold it in place. Take a pin. I like using this kind of a pin for this. It's a little bit bigger than a stick pin. Check with your wives, see if they have something like that. And then you just punch it through 4 times. Move that over. Do it again, so on and so forth. Alright, so now you got your tape on here nice and firm. Holes are pre-punched. And then we can go to body pins. Now stockish ones are these copper colored ones. I've got about 1 million of these lying around. Somewhere, somehow, I came across these aluminum body pins, and would you believe they are significantly lighter? Well, if you don't believe me, I'll show ya. Gotta take all 4 of them to weigh because they are so light. We'll get to what that razor blade is for later. Okay, so 0.03 on these 4. Come on. Yeah, sure. Now it's not going to work because I'm trying to demonstrate. Well, you saw 0.03 for a second. Get that off of there. Get off of there. Okay. And then we'll put our aluminum pins on. Uh-oh. We got to zero this out. Let's start over. This is called a jeweler's scale. I don't know where I got it from. Maybe it was American Science and Surplus. .04. Now let's do it again with the copper ones. Brass, whatever this is. There we go. 0.13. So, what is that? 3 times heavier than the aluminum ones. But it's up to you if you want to use these. I had to actually cut them because they were too long. So I had to actually nip the ends off. Let's see if you can see that. Maybe not, but I had to cut them. The copper brass ones are nice. They come with a point on the end. A little bit easier to work with, but if you really want some weight savings, go with the aluminum. Alright, so we got our 4 pins. Turn that off, save on the battery. Alright, back to the body. Usually this you can do by hand. You don't need special tools usually. Just be careful not to tear. And that body tape actually helps hold these pins into place. Without the body tape, these pins they'll slide right out and they'll end up all over the track. Probably short the lane that I'm running on. We don't want that. So this is a very important part of the body installation. There we go. And number 4. Okay. Now, they're a little crooked, but the body will straighten them out. And then you just install. You don't want to do one all the way down because then it's a little harder to get the second one. So you just kind of start the first one, get the second one lined up. You want to push them till they're home, like that. Same thing on this side. Start one, get one started, get the second one going. There we go. And push it home. Now, you'll be able to tell if they're too hard to pull out. These are okay. They're a little bit difficult to pull out. If they're near impossible to pull out, that's bad because you'll tear the body right through the head of the pin there. So what you can do is experiment with some drill bits that are really, really fine, and you can kind of ream out this hole just a little bit otherwise the pins will be too loose. I'll use a pin and just try to kind of force them open. Again, this stick pin that I like. You can do that. And then I've also got this. Don't know where I found this, but this is like some kind of a stabbing tool. So you can use this to kind of work these holes open a little bit. So that is about it for body installation. I'll show you the other one that I did. It's probably my best effort, this particular body, but I'm still not happy with it. One at a time, and the second one. And two. Okay, so yeah, you got to drive these home, because if they stick out, then you could hit the car next to you. And if you do a real race, a national race, they'll have a tech block that you got to run the body through. Make sure it isn't too wide. I'll just sort of demonstrate it. You know, pretend this is aluminum and finely machined. You would run it through, just check the width. But if you look, the body's kind of crumpled a little bit right here because these are not lined up real good. The tire is close to the body. I could carve this out some more with a Dremel. And here's the back end. Not quite level. There we go. So, I mean, it's a little bit level over here, but not so much over here. Not that great. Oh, what's going on here with the front end? Oh, okay, I know why. So yeah, we usually move the front axle back too once we buy them, so don't worry about that. We'll get to that. And you can see the front end is not level either. It's leveler on this side, not so much over here. So that's going to do it for, well, let's put the old body back on to show you the finished product and why I like these bodies. So there. You can see the back wheel well is perfect. Front wheel is right in the window there. These are that's more level for sure. Front end. You can take a scissors and trim this up a little bit if you want to. Same with on the sides. And so that's why I like these. And then once you move the front axle back a little bit, it doesn't really make a difference. It's still not going to rub. See, there's plenty of room. If you wanted to, you could carve this out with the Dremel. Doesn't really matter. I don't think it's necessary. Alright, so folks, that'll do it for video number 1. Thank you.